grid on the front row, the car number 61, the XJR10 Jaguar. That's the twin-turbo V6 with his short road Atlanta track. John Nielsen, the Dane, will be at the controls. That car got the pole with a record-breaking 1 minute 10.037 over the circuit, and that's set by Price Cobb, the other driver in the lead Jaguar. Alongside in row 1, car number 98, the Dan Gurney-prepared Toyota Eagle automobile. Drake Olson of Connecticut, the driver there. Back in the second row, Chip Robinson to the inside, and the number 84 red and blue Nissan ZX Turbo. Alongside, 83, Jeff Bradman, the 89 Camel GT champion of IMSA, on that row. And then in fifth spot, Davy Jones of Cortland, New York, drives the second Jaguar XJR10 number 60.
Let's take a tour of the track. Down the front straightaway, across the start-finish line. Turn 1, a right-hander. Up the hill. Through a little hook to the left and then a hook to the right. From there, we go down the hill, through the S's, a slow part of the course. Bottom of the hill, a left-hander, a short straightaway, up into a hard right-hand turn, a very short straight, another hard right-hand turn, and the fastest part of the course. This is the back straightaway. About 4,000 feet. The cars will reach speeds of 185 or so miles an hour as they approach the Goodyear Bridge. Under the bridge, down the hill, and a right-hander onto the front straightaway, across the start-finish line, and then that ends the tour of the track. This is a 2.5-mile track. It is fast on the back straightaway. The cars are on the back straightaway now following the pace car. They come up over the hill. As they approach the crest of the hill, they are lining up, still doing their dance to warm the tires up and beginning to get ready for the start of this race.
The Goodyear Bridge, they come now, 2 by 2. The pace car will pull off to the left side. Starter Jim Sidley gives the green flag. We'll see a beginning now to the Nissan Grand Prix of Road Atlanta. Down to turn 1 they'll go. Lead car, the man with the pole, John Nielsen in the Jaguar XJR10 six-cylinder, goes into turn 1, pulls 2, 3, maybe 4 car lengths ahead of the second-place Nissan of Chip Robinson. Up over the hill they come. The Jaguar now has about a 2-3 car lead, slows just a little bit in a hard left-hand turn, takes it to the inside, a little bit of dust out on the track being kicked up by the lead cars. It's Jaguar, Nissan, it'll be Toyota, then Nissan, then the other Jaguar as they come through the S's. A little bit of an uphill after a downhill run. They'll go uphill a long ways, a little bit of a dip after a straightaway. Then they go to a hard right-hander that will bring them around once again on that right-hander. The Jaguar, the six-cylinder this time, it's twin turbocharged, this six-cylinder car, rather than the 12-cylinder they use on the longer tracks. They're back now to this turbocharged V6 twin-turboed automobile. He pulls now 7, 8, maybe 9 car lengths away. Here comes Drake Olson up onto the back of Chip Robinson in the Nissan. The Toyota pushing hard and back of the Nissan at the present time, letting the Jaguar pull just a little bit further ahead. They'll finish lap number 1, come down onto the blue stripe a little bit. Hard right turn on the last one, going into lap number 2. The Jaguar, a little bit of sparks flying from one of the cars in second and third place as they go off a little bit of the berm. Up on turn 1, into turn 2 now, and a little bit of dust off the wheels of the XJR10 Jaguar of Nielsen, the driver. Here comes Chip Robinson, second place. Now, Robinson goes off course, spins once, twice around, comes to a stop, seems okay, doesn't contact anything, but it looks like trouble for the 84 blue and red Nissan of Chip Robinson out of Old Wick, New Jersey on lap number 2. A spin in turn number 7. The blue automobile, that's the Buick car, driven by Charles Morgan out of Arkansas. Just a slight spin, but the car sits out in the middle of the turn. One car goes by to the outside now. Corner workers, turn workers from the SCCA come out to the car to attend to it, trying really to get it off course, giving it a push, trying to make way for the rest of the field to go by. Another of the automobile, whoopsie daisy, number 5, the Pontiac Firebird, a Malibu, California driver, Jeff Klein, also doing a bit of a spin as he comes on to the turn 7 incident. It looks, however, like he might be moving, so he may be able to get it underway. He does, so there'll be no problem with that automobile of Jeff Klein.
This is a car that burned 2 weeks ago at Sebring. Schubot put the car back together again in time for today's race, but evidently he's got some problems that's going to put him out of the running today. They're putting the engine cover back on. Schubot's taking off his helmet. Looks like the day is over.
An off-course excursion for Davy Jones of Cortland, New York, in the XJR10 Jaguar. He's going to try to bring it back on to court. He almost buries the nose into the dirt. When he does, he comes over the FIA curbing with a big jolt before he goes back onto the racing circuit. Up now in through the S's they're going. And once again, it is Nielsen's Jaguar Olson's Toyota, 1 and 2 off the restart. They'll go up that long straightaway once again to that big, long, hard right-hand turn that they have to take from the outside, then apex it, then really go to the outside of the exit of the turn, as he does in the Jaguar. Then as he comes back out to the other side of the turn, a little bit of a straightaway in between the two turns up on the back chute. Doesn't slow them down much, though. The Jaguar and the Toyota, Nissan right behind and lights ablaze on the Nissan ZX Turbo.
On the leaderboard, John Nielsen, driving the Jaguar, the 61 Jaguar, mostly white car with green trim, is in first place. Drake Olson, the Toyota, the number 98 car, is in second place. Jeff Brabham in the red, white, and blue 83 Nissan in third place. Davy Jones in the other Jaguar, the number 60 car, in fourth place. And Bernard Jourdain in the Chevy, the number 33 car, in fifth place. 25 laps down, 99 to go, right here on the IMSA Grand Prix Hour.
Up the hill comes the Momo Porsche, the Pontiac Firebird, the blue automobile, and then the yellow, white, and blue Nissan of Busby. John Paul Jr. trying to put those two a lap down. Remember, he's running fourth, Klein in the blue car fifth, Eric Bell in the red car running in ninth position, but it seems that he cannot get around them. Even though he may have the speed and the power in that twin-turbo ZX automobile, the Nissan, he's seemingly not having the space. He does go to the inside now of Jeff Klein. He'll take Klein, have to pull in, not being able to take Derek Bell this time around anyway. Meantime, the ZX Turbo Nissan, the blue car, which of course chasing down the Nissan number 83, chasing down the Jaguar XJR10. The Jaguar goes off, car number 60 off course once again. This is the second trip off, kicking up the red Georgia dust here at Road Atlanta for that number 60 machine. Manages to get it back on, comes off the berm, but kicked up an awful lot of dust. A trip off the course at Road Atlanta, sometimes doing damage to the cars. The 60 automobile apparently not going to come into the pits at this time. A lot of red dust over to the left side of that machine. He is slowing, however, as some of the Camel light cars are going by. So that second trip off for the 60 XJR10 Jaguar not doing it any good at all. Down the hill once again, and it looks as if the Nissan, motoring on, lights ablaze as it comes off the S's and uphill. This is a roller coaster course, this 2.5-mile circuit at Road Atlanta. Smoke coming from the Denon Ferrari, the number 80 automobile of Ruggero Melgrati and Martino Finotto. That Ferrari showing smoke, and as it goes behind, it comes down underneath the Goodyear Bridge, and the Ferrari will come to the pits with left side smoke showing. And Brad?
Bill, when there's that much oil out behind an automobile, it's either a very serious oil leak or the engine has gone bye-bye. They put oil in that car a couple of laps ago, and now it's back in the pits again.
The 15th place Toyota Eagle, number 99, the white and orange automobile. And Dan Gurney prepared All-American Racers Toyota. Rocky Moran, who's had seatbelt trouble all day long, not being able to get those seat belts adjusted just the way he likes it, being uncomfortable or not, he is going to pick up another of the lap. Even though he's running 15th, he'll take the 7th place running Pontiac Firebird, the blue car driven by Jeff Klein of Malibu, California. He'll motor ahead of him maybe 1-2 car lengths, a little bit of a bobble out of Jeff Klein's number 5 car as they come down off of one of the hills down in the back portion of this Road Atlanta 2.5-mile circuit. Meanwhile, after passing the Pontiac Firebird, Rocky Moran, seatbelts unadjusted or not, is pulling well way ahead of the rest of the cars that he just managed to go around.
Still working on the engine on the Ferrari. This looks like a long and expensive pit stop for the Ferrari.
The 61 Castrol Jaguar, John Nielsen aboard still. The Dane driving, sitting in 3rd place. And the 7th place, number 16, Porsche 962. That's a Rob Dyson Racing Porsche. Hurley Haywood out of Jacksonville, Florida. Now pretty much a permanent fixture on that team with Scott Pruitt's injury in an Indy kart car. They'll go through the S's, and the 61 Jaguar pulled just a little bit ahead. The green and white Castrol Jag pulls another 3, 4, maybe 5 car lengths, seeing in his rear view mirror that Hurley Haywood in the white Porsche number 16 is trying to pick up, catch, and maybe pass him and possibly pick up another lap.
Right here, we got a battle going on for 8th place. The number 16 car, the white Porsche, driven by James Weaver of England, is in 8th place. Behind it, the number 64, the yellow Chevrolet, driven by Taylor, is trying to take over 8th place. He's looking to the inside. He's going to the inside on the turn. Oh, no, the Porsche comes across in front of them. They both brake hard. They lose it. Both cars off into the grass. The Porsche continues on, but the Chevrolet, Taylor, oh, there he is. He restarted the engine, the flames out of the exhaust, and up the hill he goes. Up on the grass till he gets beyond the FIA curbing, and then he'll drive back out onto the track safely. Hopefully no traffic coming.
Now a very slow car, number 67 automobile. That's the yellow, blue, white 67 Jim Busby car, looking like he's going left and right, maybe having a steering problem at the present time. Kevin Cogan is the driver, and Cogan, having somewhat of a problem, goes to the inside of the course, just creeping along very, very slowly, even trying to jiggle the car a little bit. That could indicate that there's a fuel problem aboard, trying to put more fuel into the pickup so that it can go into the powerful Nissan engine.
Here's the leaderboard about halfway through the race. The Nissan, Derek Daly, the 83 car in first place. Drake Olson and Dan Gurney's number 98 Toyota sitting in second. John Nielsen in the 61 Jaguar in third. And Kevin Cogan in the 67 Nissan, who just slowed on the course, is still in fourth, with Jim Miller in the 64 Chevy in fifth position. Lap 63 done, 61 laps to go. The 83 car, the Nissan, with Brabham on board, comes into the pits. And they're slowing to a stop. The gas is going into the car, 4 tires going on the automobile, and a driver change. Derek Daly's going to get into the automobile. All afternoon, pit stops have been long and costly, but it looks like this one's going to be very, very short. They're going to get the car out in a very short period of time, and that may mean the difference between some places on the track, you know, like winning and losing. They're getting them strapped in. The tires are on the car. They're cleaning the windshields. The gasoline is all in the automobile. The door is being closed on the car, and the car is pushed away. The clock says 30 seconds. Bill?
Out of the pits comes the 83 Nissan now with the driver change. Irishman Derek Daly, co-driver winner, out. 12 hours of Sebring gone by, and of course, a driver who will replace Jeff Brabham, maybe just momentarily. Brabham possibly to get in the car to finish the final stint of this 500-kilometer Nissan Grand Prix. Of course, each and every time they get a sponsorship. And off the track again, the number 67 automobile, as he comes slow again, trying to get back into the pits, is the 67 Busby ZXT Nissan automobile, the turbocharged car. The Momo automobile, number 30, John Piero Moretti and Derek Bell, the Englishman, the driver there, motoring on. The Momo Gebhardt machine, a Porsche 962C, C configuration, meaning that it is a water-cooled car. The entire engine being water-cooled. The 962 Porsche is an air-cooled car. Continuing with the racing action here at Road Atlanta, we'll find the number 8 automobile trying to be passed now. That's the Charlie Morgan Tom Hessert Camel Light car, and they'll go up the back straightaway as the pass is made to the outside. Possibly the best place to pass on this course.
The number 98 Toyota's in the pits. Fangio driving, fuel going into the car, cars up on jacks, windshield being washed, no tires being changed. The passenger's door is open. They're working on the automobile. Something's being replaced in the car. A lengthy pit stop. This could be costly out on the track.
The Camel Lights leader all by himself in the white, orange, and green painted Buick automobile. The Camel GT Lights leader in points and leading this event here this afternoon at Road Atlanta. Tomas Lopez of Guadalajara, Mexico, teams with Spaniard Fermin Velez, and both of them in first and second place in the points of Camel, having won at Miami, and looks like they'll pull off a win here today if nothing happens to that Buick automobile. But a smooth drive through the S's by Tomas Lopez.
The Momo car with Derek Bell leading the 61 Jag with Price Cobb on board through the S's, and behind that it looks to be the 16 car with James Weaver driving. Now we have Fangio in the 98 car, the Toyota, Dan Gurney's Eagle running in front with the 30 Momo, Derek climbing up on his back bumper. He pulls a pass, Derek goes by him. Will Cobb make it too? Yes, Cobb makes it too before the corner. They go into the corner. The only one behind is Weaver. What's happening to Fangio in the Toyota? He seems to be slowing down. Here comes the Momo car, then Cobb in the Jaguar, and then Weaver pulls out and passes Fangio. Fangio slowing even further. As they come out onto the long back straight, there's Bell going away with the Momo car.
The battle now between the number 30 Momo Gebhardt Porsche, the red car, driven by Derek Bell, the Englishman, sitting in fourth. The 7th place car, number 61, the XJR10 Jaguar.
As these 3 cars head around turn 1 and up over the hill, let's take a look at the leaderboard and see where we stand right now. Well, Jeff Brabham's leading the event in the Nissan, the number 83 red, white, and blue car. Juan Fangio the second, and Dan Gurney's Toyota, number 98, is second, with Price Cobb in the 61 Jaguar third. Derek Bell in the Porsche, the number 30 car, and James Weaver in the Porsche, the number 16 car, bring up fourth and fifth. 90 laps down.
The red, white, and blue Nissan, number 83, Jeff Brabham, out of Noblesville, Indiana. Easily now on the 2.5-mile circuit at Road Atlanta in the waning moments of this event.
Bill, while Brabham is leading, we've got James Weaver in the 16 Porsche running along in 5th position. Right in front of him is Derek Bell in the number 30 Momo Porsche. Both cars 962s. The 16 Porsche seems to be creeping up on the back bumper of Derek Bell a little bit as they head up into that turn. This is a very short straightaway and they can pick up some speed, but they have to brake hard here. There's some traffic up ahead. Looks like there might be some action on that back straightaway.
Coming down the long back straight toward the Goodyear Bridge, car number 60, that's the Davy Jones-driven Castrol Jaguar, followed up by the 8th place 99 Toyota Eagle, Rocky Moran, the driver there. Moran tries to make the pass. Davy Jones will outbrake him in the Jaguar as they go toward the bridge, and so the move by Jones keeps him in 7th spot. Almost a Sunday drive in the Camel Lights at Road Atlanta's 2.5-mile circuit here in the mountains of Georgia. Tomas Lopez of Mexico, the current points leader in the Camel GT IMSA race, teamed up with Spaniard Herman Velez, but Lopez at the wheel and having almost a Sunday drive here, having outbested the rest of the Camel Lights cars. Some of the Lights cars putting on a battle early on in the race, but a lot of them going down to attrition here this afternoon.
That's right, Bill. This race has seen high attrition. Almost 50% of the field has dropped out. Jim Busby pulled the 67 Nissan out of the race after receiving a 15-minute penalty from IMSA. Remember, Kogan ran out of fuel earlier? Well, IMSA rules state that the driver or the co-driver can get fuel out to the car, but they have to walk it out. Seems the co-driver took fuel out to Kogan in a golf cart. IMSA said, that's a no-no, 15-minute penalty. So what Busby decided was, rather than risk the car out on the track to some incidents because he was 15 minutes behind, he just pulled the car out of competition, and it's gone for the day. Dan Gurney's number 99 Toyota has been in the pits several times for loose seat belts. This same problem cost the racer, the Eagle team, Toyota, that is, a lot of places at Sebring just 2 weeks ago. I wonder if it could be the size difference between Moran and Fangio. Moran has also pitted several times for some brake problems with that particular automobile. Again, at Sebring, we saw a high incidence of brake failure with that car as well. The cars are stretched out all around this 2.5-mile track today, getting down to the final moments of the race. 124 laps is the total race length, 500 kilometers. We've had some problems on the track today. Davy Jones has taken 2 spins off the track, 2 off-track excursions. It's done some damage to his automobile. His teammate has been running in the top 3 all day long, while Davy's been running in the 7th position. Lopez is leading the Lights division by 4 laps. His V6 Buick has set a blistering pace all day long. Now, at this point in the race, let's take a look at the leaderboard and see where everybody is around this track. We've completed 108 laps. There's 16 laps left to go. And Jeff Brabham in the Nissan, number 83 car, is leading the pace with Bryce Cobb's Jaguar running in the 2nd spot. Juan Fangio, the 2nd in the Toyota, in the number 98 car is in 3rd, and Derek Bell in the Porsche, the number 30 car, is in 4th place, with the other Porsche, James Weaver, the 16 car, running right up behind him in 5th place. Back to racing action here in the IMSA Grand Prix Hour with Jeff Brabham in the 83 Nissan setting a blistering pace out there in front of the pack. He's not the only car on the lead lap. The Jaguar is on the lead lap as well. Here he comes down to the front straight.
The last several laps, the fuelers have been standing by in the Nissan ZX Turbo pit.
It's been almost an hour since most of these cars have pitted, and most of the cars do need to pit every hour to get fuel and maybe a tire change. Fangio, 3rd place, dropped down from 2nd because of that long pit stop that he just had. The 61 Jaguar almost gets clipped by the 64. The 61 Jaguar, with Cobb at the wheel, is running 2nd, and yes, Ferrari is back, with Calvin Fish at the wheel, running 2nd in the Camel Light division and 10th overall. A nice job of driving today. The 30 car, the Momo car, with Derek Bell at the wheel, is running 4th overall. The 16 car is running 5th overall, and that's with Weaver at the wheel. There's a lot of money at stake in these races. The win today will be worth $30,000 to the victor. The Camel bonus money, $20,000, will be on top of that for all cars except the Nissan. The Nissan won at Sebring, that's with Daly at the wheel, so that makes it ineligible for the Camel bonus money. The $20,000 will be rolled over to a $40,000 pot that will be awarded to any car that completes the race at West Palm Beach in 2 weeks. The body damage that we saw in the number 8 Cherry Hill Classic car earlier must have taken its toll, because the number 32 car, that's Velez's car, is climbing up on its tail again, putting it another lap down. A little race here between the Jaguar and the Toyota. The Toyota trying to pick up an extra lap on the Jaguar. This would improve its position, but it didn't make the pass. That's the 99 car, Rocky Moran, and the 60 car of Davy Jones.
Final lap and up into the back portion of the course, the 83 red, white, and blue Nissan ZX Turbo, certainly no stranger to victory lane, having been there 3 times so far this year, and in the past several years, many times in victory lane. Brabham is at the wheel now and comes down underneath that Goodyear Bridge, down underneath the bridge, past the pit entrance for the last time, not coming in. He'll come down to the checkered flag. It'll be another win for the Nissan and Camel GT IMSA Racing, and ironically a win at the Nissan Grand Prix of Road Atlanta.
This is the 3rd win for the Nissan team in 4 outings. The only one they haven't won this year has been the 24 Hours of Daytona. They won Miami, they won Sebring, and they won here at Road Atlanta. Is this a repeat of last year when the Nissan team runs away with the whole season? Could very well be. Jeff Brabham brings the car into victory lane as the crew is there to greet him. This could very well be the beginning of a brand new season, a new season that's going to see the Nissan team again take 7 or 8 victories. They won here last year at Road Atlanta, and they won most of the short courses all the year long. Brabham climbs out of the automobile, people milling around to congratulate him. His co-driver, Derek Daly, congratulating Brabham on the win. The 2 of them won it. While in 2nd place, Price Cobb came in 2nd with the 61 Jaguar. Fangio was 3rd with Dan Gurney's Toyota Eagle, and in 4th place was Derek Bell with the 30 Porsche.
I felt at the beginning of the race the Jaguar, the Toyota and us were very even, and it was the guy who was going to go through the race with no problems and was the strongest at the end was going to win, and it was the 83 Nissan again.
Now let's go trackside to